I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, there are issues in Indonesia where students above second grader of primary school still don't know how to read, whereas they're supposed to learn it in primary school in the first grade. And there's also a condition where middle school students can't count even the most simple, the most basic calculations. The status quo in Indonesia is that children can start to go to primary school when they are at 7 or 6 years old. So, meaning that there's an age determination for the primary school. How is it so? Because the parents think that it's the right time for them to go to school, and the school institution also thinks the same. Why? Because they can communicate well already in that age, and they believe that they can start to learn everything in primary school. In fact, that there are some primary schools that don't accept students who are still in 5 years old, even though there's possibility that they have they are smart enough, or they have good intelligence to learn in primary school. But they don't do this because they think, because as we know, the tradition in Indonesia is that we group the children by their age, not by their intelligence. Now, if the opposition say that it's the school or the teacher's fault of how can they put the students to the higher level or the higher grader, whereas they still don't know how to read and they still don't know how to count to the middle school. Because there are 3 reasons. Because as we know that the children in primary school or middle school is classified by their age, so there will be 3 problems if they don't do this. The first is the problem to the students. They will think that their friends in higher grader, and they are not in higher grader. They will think that they are not smart enough, and they will lose confidence. This will cause the problem in their psychology. And then the second is the problem to their parents. They will think that their children is not smart enough, and they will feel ashamed, and they will upset because of this. And the third reason is the problem to the school, because the school who are not able to pass their children to the higher level or to the higher grade, meaning they still put their children, put the students in the same level. It will give them a low level of accreditation. The school don't want it to be happen, because if they have good accreditation, they will get access from the state and federal funding and make an easy transferring credit. So if they do this, they won't have it. That's why they don't want to do this. Therefore, we agree to the motion that we can't group the children in primary and middle school based on their age. Instead, we can group them by their intelligence and competence. For this, we have mechanism. There are 2 mechanisms. The first mechanism is that we will have academic tests. Academic tests and psychological tests. Why we need this? Because the academic tests will let the children, the parents, and also the school know that the children are able to start to learn in primary school with the standard of the school. The second is that psychological test. Why we need this? Because we will have to know whether they are ready to study in primary school mentally and emotionally. To run this test, then the second mechanism is that we need 2 types of agency related to the test. The first is the agency from academic people. So we will need expert to give them valid data for the students, and then we will need the agency from the psychology people to give them valid data, the same. And then on this case, we have 2 arguments. The first argument is why is this action can be justified to help the children, and the second is why we need to do this to all of the primary and middle school in Indonesia. Welcome to my first argument. Why is this action can be justified to help the children? Because notice that children has different intelligence, and this might cause problems for the children who have high intelligence if they stay in the same grade where they are superior at, it will cause a slow development of their mindset. They will have a lazy thinking because they already know about this matter and they want to learn other matter, but they can't do this because of the system of the school. The second is they will have slow development of their intelligence. The third is they will think that the other children are less smart than them, and it will cause bullying in the school. If the opposition say that it's not true, the children in primary school is not smart enough to know about this. Well, we don't know this. That's why we need the psychological test before they go to primary school. So, for example, if in a class there are a student who are good in math, and the other students are less smart than him, but the teacher will follow how the majority learn, how the majority ability, so the teacher can go to the next matter. This will make the high intelligence student, the student which is good in math, think that this is so slow. So it will make them lazy to go to school. That's why we have to do this test so the children who have higher intelligence or the children who have level of intelligence can be in the right grade, related or proper grade with their intelligence, and the problems of bullying will not happen. The second argument is that school, as we know the school, the second argument is that why we need to do this to all of the primary and middle school nationally. Because as we know that school wants to get good accreditation, so if they do this test, they will have a good way to choose the good qualified students, and they will get good accreditation, since the students which is studying in the school, the students who are studying in the school, which is classified by their intelligence, who are put in the same class with the same intelligence of students, they will have a better way of thinking. Because they don't have to wait for the students who have low intelligence. So if the school have these types of students, then they can graduate. Then the students who are graded from the school is the students who have strong academic achievements, and this will give them good accreditation. Why is this important? Because, for example, high school, which has a superior or good accreditation, is able to pass 40% of their third grader students to SNBP. Now, if the opposition say that they are acceleration class, but this class is not exist in all of the schools. So that's why we need to do this test. We need to stop we need to stop group the children by their age. Instead, we have to group them by their intelligence or competence. Proud to be proposition.